recording this. Welcome everybody to the Visionary Summit, or the SecureChainCon. We're going to be going over the sessionized stuff today.
All right, here are our submissions. We have 5, which is perfect. I think we should accept them all. I think that's about how many we need. Let's look at the calendar and see exactly what we need. Okay. Utilia.io. Let's go over to the blogs. All right, according to SIM's schedule, right now, our agenda is, we have, this one should be probably, this is our keynote. This is Caroline Wong. I'm guessing we should do 20 to 30 minutes here. I have it for 20 minutes. Following Sasha. That is his panel discussion if we're going to go ahead and pursue that. And then we have some games, and then we have not too many lightning talks. We have 45 minutes for lightning talks, which we really need 4. I would say would be the most, 4 lightning talks. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people who have submitted talks. I think that we could go ahead and do all 5, or we could choose 3 and ask 2 of them to be on a panel. 3 of them are under.
I think you're scrolling through it kind of speedily there.
Did it stop?
Yes. No.
Yeah. So this one.
Repeatable.
So this one that says Sophie test and everything underneath I've organized. Those are all those weird ones that were tests. And I went ahead and declined those, but they're still showing up as submitted sessions.
Okay.
So these are I can't tell where your screen is, but everything above Sophia's sessions are the 5 I'm talking about.
Okay.
So let's just take a look at what their topics are. Let's look at
I would think before we get to topics, go with 3 and ask the other 2 to join the panel in order to give sufficient time for the talks. Because a 10-minute talk doesn't really take 10 minutes. You have to allow for moving between talks at a minimum.
Yeah, I try to give it 10-minute talk with 5 minutes padding.
Right.
And we can always go over. It doesn't matter if we go over. These are recorded anyway. So that's okay. But I'm kind of in agreement with you if we have 3 good talks and then I do a recorded panel with some of these folks.
And we can move the panel from 45 minutes to 30 minutes.
Yes, we can do that as well.
If we need room.
So this one is on in toto, which I think is an interesting topic. For those of you who don't understand, who may not know what in toto is, it's almost it's a way to track your pipeline changes. So let's go look.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. In toto is all about attestations.
Here is in toto. I think this is a really good talk. Let's see who's submitting it. See if he has a link to his. He is working for Testify Sec. He's director of open source. So I think this is probably a good talk. Now we could have him as a panel discussion as well. So let's just keep that in mind. But I think it would be a good talk. All right. The next one is Luigi. Now, Luigi is he is the chair of the metrics and metadata group, and he'll want to talk about his security insights. Again, a good talk. This is something that we may want to consume some of the data that he's asking people to include in this YAML file that he's suggesting. He would also be a good panelist. So there's a second one in governance. The third one in governance is Robert Martin. What does a secure software supply chain look like? Now, I like these kinds of talks because they're not trying to show or sell something. The other one in Toto, one's in Toto, one's security insights, and this one's more of just of a general educational topic. Says, thinking of the delivery of software as supply chain helps understand where the risk from disruption and quality escapes or what is possible to give assurance to downstream users that these risks have been addressed. I'm sure that he would be an excellent panelist as well. The thing about with these that are less specific to a particular tool, potentially we get fewer views on it because people who are interested in Toto or maybe interested in the security intelligence will get more viewership. It'll get shared more because they're interested in those projects. So I will say that we ask this person, Robert Martin, to be a panelist. And he's interesting because he's at MITRE. So he's going to have all kinds of different things to say, I'm sure.
I almost wonder, with him being at MITRE, do we want to give him more time? But maybe it may be sufficient have him on a panel, because it'd be good to have MITRE get more interested in Ortelius.
Exactly. So if we're doing a panel and we keep the panel at, I think we have it at 40 minutes, it would be a really great way to have a discussion with him about what MITRE's doing, and we can certainly go ask questions in the area that he's shown some interest. Okay, and then we have Neil, Google Cloud Software Supply Chain Security. This one walks through Google's Cloud's approach to software supply chain security. I would be interested in what they're doing. Presents essential tools like artifact analysis, binary authorization, and assured open source software, which I know nothing about any of those. He is currently a let's see where he works.
He's working at Google.
He is?
Yeah.
Oh, I see right there. So this one I would give a big thumbs up to.
Okay.
And then the last one to look at.
You clicked on a name instead of their.
Oh, sorry.
So if you click on their.
Yeah. DevSecOps for network operations. Demonstrate software and configuration compliance use cases through CI/CD pipelines on network devices.
With Jenkins.
With Jenkins. Going to do some with SonarQube, Ansible, Nexus. It's a very technical, but it's probably a very good talk to have. I feel like he needs more than 10 minutes.
About with a talk like that, with that many things to talk about, is 20 minutes.
Exactly.
Fitting that in my experience with even a 1 hour talk is you almost never can get terribly technical. Because you can't assume everybody listening to the talk has the background to get there without the intro. So,
So
um,
why don't we think about it this way then? I agree. I think this is I think I think this is a really good talk to have. I just think it's too much for 10 minutes. Let me go back.
well, why not do here, you can do a 10-minute talk, but you need to do a blog for us too. Talk as much as you want in a blog. Do the 10 minutes to tell us about your blog and intro the topic.
We could do as well, we could go ahead and give him 20 minutes, and I'll ask him that 10 minutes plus a blog. But we could give him 20 minutes. We could invite Luigi and Robert to be on the panel because we should at least have two. And I think those are, or Robert and Neil. They're all good talks, to be honest. I think in toto is something we all should learn about. And I think that the Google, wasn't this the one? Yeah. I think the Google tools would be really important for us to learn. So I think this should be a 10-minute talk. This should be a 10-minute talk because these are more introductory. So that gives us 20 minutes. We should ask these two to be on a panel with us. And we should give this person 20 minutes. So that gives us 40 minutes of talks plus some time in between. So let's just say an hour instead of 45 minutes, which isn't terrible. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think so.
We can do all five with 2 minutes break because it's 10 minutes break. So I don't think like the audience needs much bigger breaks.
Sasha, what are your thoughts? Since you're running the panel, were these two good candidates for you on the panel?
I don't know. I've never run a panel, so it'll be my first time. So it should be interesting.
Well, I can tell you Luigi likes to talk, so he will not be quiet. And I have a suspicion that Robert Martin probably is going to be a good talker as well.
I'm really not fussy, eh? Yeah.
We'll
It
have to
sounds
come
like
up with
excellent
some.
talks.
We'll have to come up with some questions.
If I can't, I'll just have AI open on the side.
Yeah.
No, don't
So
worry. If there's somebody who likes to talk, you just need one question and then it just spins off from there, right?
Yeah.
So we
One or two
accept these
questions.
three, and we have these two as a panel. I think that would be a good way to go. I wish Simon was on.
Yeah.
Elizabeth,
Yeah,
do
I
you have
like
any
that
thoughts?
one.
I agree with the panel. Like Luigi will be great for that. We just need to line up the questions, and Robert has contributed to RCSA
Yeah.
for the security talk, so that will be interesting. Just the network seems a little bit technical, so Hablog will be ideal for that.
I think so too.
Yeah. It's great talk speakers, huh? Really interesting.
It sounds
Yeah,
like they have a lot of to say. I mean, just to see the description of the talks and his roles, I think they have a lot to say. So it's going to be really challenging to point out questions because probably we are not going to have like enough time to everyone to ask everything. So I think the challenge is pick the right question for the right people. But in the base, I feel they are amazing. Like as potential panelists, they look amazing.
And we can ask them to give us the questions they'd like to talk about.
Well, the interesting part, well, yeah, and because the panel is going to be pre-recorded, it makes it pretty easy to work with. The interesting thing would be on the panel discussion to try to bridge the gap between what Martin's background is with the MITRE and all that information with what Luigi has focused on from the Git repo side.
Yeah, so maybe we can shift the discussion. I think right now it is, well, look at the topic we already suggested, actionable metrics and metadata. We couldn't find two better people to talk about that.
Yeah. So that would be that would kind of be the bridge, you know, what is the metadata that you're able to grab, and then how can you make it actionable? So I think Luigi would be able to answer the first question, and Martin may be able to help us with the second one.
I think he'll help us really expose some data, some of the metrics that they're starting to watch. Okay, so let's, I'm going to go ahead and accept John. Is that okay? Everybody thumbs up on that?
Yep.
Let's go.
And I'm going to accept Neil.
Yep.
Yep.
And we're going to accept Akash.
Oh, new
I did
acronym
that
for
wrong.
me. It's like
No, you did it
Oh,
right.
that was right.
Oh.
Okay, there. And I will reach out to these two. I wonder if I can. They got to have their email in here.
Their email's in there.
I have Luigi somewhere. Okay, I'll reach out to these two and I tell them that we would, since we had that panel discussion, we'd like to bring the two of them together to be our two panelists. All right. Well, that was easy, right? Good job, you guys.
So easy.
And I know we did it in 20 minutes, but that's all we really needed to get done today. So I give you 10 minutes back to your day.
Cool.
Well,
And Sasha, is it starting to get cold where you are?
Sadly, yes. I'm coming to North America. I was thinking maybe I should start.
Anytime, you're welcome to come to Santa Fe anytime you want.
yeah.
Oh, I'd
And then
love
you
to
can
come
be
to Santa
snowed
Fe.
on 11 months of the year.
Oh my
Really?
God, I can't believe it snowed today. It's so weird.
I always had this perception that you guys live in like semi-desert.
It's high desert.
With high desert. I want to see a rattlesnake. That would be amazing.
You know, they're
We
around.
get
And
3 or
some
4 of them a
coyotes.
year.
Yes. Steve's
sorry.
quite good at wrangling rattlesnakes.
All right, I'm going to sign off here.
The ether is-
Okay.